Can you afford club merchandise? Is it too expensive? Is your club ripping you off? Welcome to ALLREDTV on the deep dive into club merchandise. Good evening, everybody. I'm Aldo. I've got Alred with me, and I've got Ben. We're going to do a massive deep dive tonight in one of the biggest problems in football worldwide. Not just Liverpool Football Club, but every football club. Is your football club exploiting you in club merchandise? Let's discuss it and let's find out. Alred, I'm going to start with you because you're in Norway and you explained to me this afternoon that shirts in Norway are just as expensive as they are in the UK. Now, there's a Norwegian red and a massive red. I'd want your thoughts on what you feel about what Liverpool have done this year in the shirts they've brought out, the kits, and the 5 tracksuits they've already brought out. What do you think, mate? And what do you think of the prices?
I did a little bit about calculation on the tracksuits that we talked about, and that's way more expensive than it should be. When you're selling a tracksuit in top and bottom parts, it's outrageous. Now, I know the salary and living cost and everything like that is different in Norway compared to England and Liverpool, where there are a lot of poverty, etc. The market for merch is too high. I mean, the market is very big, so it's easy to sell the merchandise. There's always someone who's buying them. But without a doubt, the prices are way too high. You're not paying for the quality, you're paying for the badge or the brand, like any other brand. You know, you pay because of the stripes, because it's Adidas, or you pay for Hugo Boss, or it's the brand that sells, not the quality. Now everything, as you said earlier before the stream, everything's made in either Vietnam or Thailand or wherever everything is made over in Asia. The cost of producing these things are so low, so there's nothing that defends the prices they put on it, in my opinion.
Ben, have you got anything to add?
I mean, I get the overall outrage, but I am of the opinion that you have to look at supply and demand. And like Harold said, there's always going to be someone who's buying it, and as long as there is someone who's willing to spend money, this isn't going to stop. So we can say all we want about these problems, but why would Adidas stop? They need to make profits, and they've got people out there stupid enough wanting to spend all this money.
I agree what you're saying, Ben, but unless the clubs actually take into consideration that people are struggling to put food on the table, yet at the same time you've got food banks at every game at Anfield and at Everton, and yet they're bringing out 5 tracksuit tops in a season, which the new one which has just come out is £85. If you look at the black and gold Adidas one which they brought out not too long ago, that's £110, and the tracksuit bottoms to the one which have just come out are £80. You're telling me, right? You're talking £165 for a tracksuit. Now, there's a person who I was talking to an hour before we came on stream. She's just paid. She just bought the tracksuit, 2 tracksuit tops and the bottoms, right, and paid £250 for 3 items. Right now, that's from the right now. That was apparently it was a double discount by the club. £250. Seriously. No, unless people, it's disgusting, mate.
It is, and I just want to continue on what Ben said. And you know, when it comes to the supply and demand thing, the issue here is the knockoffs that are produced now, the replicas massive, or the fake ones, or whatever you want to call them. They are just getting better and better. You really don't see the difference anymore. And here is another side of supply and demand. Everybody wants a tracksuit or a jersey or whatever it is. And when they can't afford it or don't want to spend that kind of money on the so-called original. They buy the fake ones or the knockoffs because the quality is good, more than good. Now we have the same issues when it comes to illegal streaming TVs as well. It's the same demand and supply and demand. When you start pricing yourself out of the market, the illegal market opens up.
But when you look at
and the more they are trying to catch up the price loss of people not buying Sky TV or the right brand, the more people go to IPTV or the knockoffs.
But when you let's take our club for example. But this is not only a problem at Liverpool Football Club. This is a problem at every Premier League club, every Championship club. You can say every League One club and every international club and every club in Europe. But if you look at Liverpool, if you go into the store at Anfield and you look at the sheer amount of merchandise that they're bringing out, not just the kits that the players are wearing in the Premier League this season, but if you look at the retro shirts which they're bringing out as well, it's impossible to keep up. Now, I've already seen designs and I've seen it on stream that the kits have already been leaked for next season. This season's not even finished yet, and they're already leaking the kits out for next year. So basically, where do you draw the line? Where do you say enough is enough?
Kits have always been getting leaked though. I mean, you have Formula Rock on Twitter, who's been leaking kits since the early 2010s. That's not uncommon now that kits are leaked. Like you saw, like every season towards like September, November, you see those leakers posting like the color schemes or the colors that what the new kits will be the season after the one in play right now. Like I saw tweets about what next season's kit would be.
Yeah,
like in September.
It's the candy kit from '86.
Yeah, well, and I saw a leak about what our third kit or away kit might be next season.
Yeah,
it's basically the third kit this season, but white. Yeah,
but the thing is, I mean, I collect football shirts. I'm a serious collector. I've got 50 shirts in my collection, which are not Liverpool. There are other clubs or the international shirts. I've got one in my collection which was given to me when, if you remember, I think it was probably 5 years ago now. Liverpool played Norwich City in the FA Cup, and the week before that game, I'd just done the match at Anfield where we lost to Leeds United. Jesse Mercer was managing. We lost 1-0. On the way home, I had a serious car crash. I aquaplaned. There was no street light in the car. Aquaplaned, and I hit a lamppost dead on. Now, apparently, when an unmarked police car turned up and told me that I should have been killed outright, I shouldn't have survived it. 7 days later, I'm back at Anfield and we played Norwich in the FA Cup. And I asked the kit man if I could have Billy Gilmore's shirt at the end of the game. And he went into the dressing room and brought it out for me. So I've got Billy Gilmore's shirt, which has never been washed. And it's in my collection. And it's only small, so I can't wear it. It's too small for me. But the thing is, with the merchandising, it does annoy me because I like collecting shirts, but I'll only go to a certain point and I'll say, no, I'm not paying it. Now, if I want something, the only way I can buy things from the club, there's only one way I can do it now. You can either use ClearPay or you can use Klarna. Now, so what you do with Klarna and ClearPay is you spread your payments over three months. So instead of paying whatever, say 80 quid for the tracky top all in one go, you spread it over 3 months. That's the only way I could buy merchandise from the club now. But we could say the same thing with ticketing. The normal fan is being priced out of it. Because
but can I ask a question? What did this year's jersey cost when it came out?
This year's jersey?
It depends. The player version will always cost. The player version will always cost over 100 quid.
Right. The long sleeve version is 130 quid.
And the replica version in the shop is
The replica
90 quid.
like 85 quid.
90 quid.
Okay, because I just checked what my local team in Norway, and that was the player version of that one was about 92, 93 pounds.
Yeah, it's £90 for the adult version.
But this is Norway. This is not a big top 5 league in the world or Europe. This is Norway, and it's still that kind of that's still that kind of money.
But the thing is, my question to you is...
But the problem is I can't get that from Thailand because they don't make that one because it's a too small amount. Liverpool, Arsenal, Inter, Real Madrid sells like shit, you know.
But the thing is, Alred, right? Liverpool have just not just, but Liverpool have opened another massive merchandise store in Dubai. They've got 2 now.
Mm.
You can get every single shirt Liverpool have ever had in those stores in Dubai, and they're not after, and they're half the price as what they're paying over here.
But when I went over there last time with my son and my father, I had a plan, and that plan was I was going to the shop at Liverpool 1, and I was going to buy whatever I wanted.
Yeah,
you know, because for me, I'm not there often, and I just saved up and everything. And even I, who did not have any real limits when I went in there, even I went in and said, "Damn, I ain't buying that."
Yeah.
And I look at myself when I went on that trip with with no limits, with no budget, nothing really. It still said to me that that's crazy.
Yeah. So as a fan from abroad, which you are, so as a fan from abroad, because this is what Ben might agree with me on this, he might not. But as a fan from abroad, the club are only interested in people who are going to come over and spend £200 and £300 or £400 in the shop on a match day. They're not interested. The worst thing for clubs now, which is killing the clubs, the worst thing for the clubs is the season ticket holder. For the simple reason they don't spend any money in the club shop. Would you agree on that, Ben?
Yeah. I've been of that opinion for a while now. Like, the club don't want local fans who aren't going to be savvy in the shops. They want arrows. They want people to come over and I don't care what this costs. I'm probably gonna buy it anyway. They want them people, and it's also a thing like with tickets. That's why there's so many hospitality tickets now, because people like, not arrows specifically, but people from Norway, from Dubai, and anywhere else, they're gonna come over and spend 200-300 quid on a hospitality package.
Well, yeah, look how many people come over from Ireland as well, because obviously in Ireland, the 2 biggest clubs over there, you either follow Man United, and if it's not United, it's Liverpool you support.
But I have a question. Now, when I've been over there, and I've seen on, it was a talk on TV before the Tottenham game as well, and the Kop don't wear red.
No.
Not often enough.
No, but here's my issue. Now, that's a cultural thing. That has nothing to do with anything else. It has nothing to do with lesser or bigger or better fans or anything like that. But you don't spend money in the shops if you don't want to wear the merchandise on the game.
Yeah.
Now, for me, that is just insanely stupid. Because the minute an Englishman goes on a plane and crosses the English Channel, he's got every jersey he has in his backpack, because when he's on holiday in Mallorca or wherever it's Magaluf or where the fuck he's going to show who he supports.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of the things that I've heard about, and you have to correct me if this is wrong, but a lot of them is kind of dressing up when it goes to, going to the game is an event.
Of course it is.
It's an event. So instead of wearing the colors, they're wearing something flashy, Burberry or wherever it is. But that came from the firm or something like that. But the point is, that's not fucking cheap either.
Yeah, that's your Yeah, that's your
So you can't complain about the jersey price when you're going to buy a Burberry.
Yeah, that's your football casuals. That.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that,
and who was the first club who started that off? Liverpool.
yeah, but the point is the money is there. They just don't use it on the club because I don't wear red because that's stupid.
I think it's though, like you say, people would get dressed up and whatnot. I think it's more based on like because we're a club in England, so it's naturally it's very cold most of the season anyway. So most people are just wearing coats and things that are warm. It's only like for maybe 2 months of the season you can actually play like this.
Have you seen the games we are playing in when it comes to the Champions League up in Bodø Glimt?
Yeah, I'm not saying that Norway's
so I understand your argument.
Norwegians are crazy. Like the closest thing to a Norwegian would be a Geordie because they also wear no tops.
Yeah, but the point is
take your shit up and wave it around now, Howard.
but the point is where I'm standing at my so-called local cop. We make fun of people who are clapping when they're having some mittens on or something because that's not Viking at all. Even though it's 15 degrees below, But my point is, the money is there. Now, I can give you that one, Ben. That they don't wear it because it's fucking winter, but it ain't winter all the time now, is it?
Yeah, but the thing is, a UK summer might as well just be called a knock summer because we only get like one or maybe 2 good weeks of weather.
I know that, but come on. You can't put it. I mean, buy one size bigger than. I mean, I'm standing down here in November and I have a jacket under, or a big sweater, and I have the jersey over.
Thing is, my argument to that, my own point would be, I mean, the club sells coats as well. Like there's these big jackets. I have the Anthem jacket that came out in the summer. It's a good jacket.
Yeah.
It's warm.
But that's not cheap either, is it?
90 quid. I thought it was 75 when I asked for it. Turns out it was 90.
But the thing is, right, I'm going to ask you both. I'm going to ask you both individually. I'm going to start off with you, Ben, here. And obviously, obviously you were a lot younger than me, a lot younger than me. But as an avid Red, right, doesn't matter what age you are, right. I know a passionate Red when I speak to one, and you're passionate, same as Red is. What's the biggest thing? What upsets you about what the club's doing? What hurts you the most?
I mean, just ticket prices and accessibility. I want to go to more games, but it's literally impossible to go to games because tickets are so expensive.
Is it just ticket prices, or is it the way they are selling the tickets?
It's both, because the way the club do tickets now, like it's very dependent on having a membership and whatnot.
Yeah,
which is very annoying because even if you have a membership, you're not guaranteed. You go into a queue. And
how much is a regular game ticket if you on the cup?
Face value tickets at Liverpool are normally 50 to 70 quid in between.
Is that a lot for an average Englishman? Is that a lot?
I'd say so. Yeah, 50, 70 quid every week.
It is.
I mean, you're talking about 50, 70 quid basically every other week.
And you're not going alone either, are you?
No, and then you're also going to think about like the food and drink and whatnot, plus travel. And if it's a late game, like an 8 p.m. Champo game, you've got to think of accommodation as well, or travel back.
I agree. That's way more than we have. I think I bought my season ticket now. Now that is on the so-called cop end, small league, small club, blah, 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 blah. And let me see how. I pay, that's 15 home games. And that cost me about £195.
A season ticket?
Yeah.
Season ticket for Liverpool costs at least £1,000 to £2,000, depending on when you get the ticket.
How much is the season ticket on the Cop?
Oh, thousands.
All right. Let's say, if you buy one season ticket on the King Kennedy side, That will be somewhere between 270 and 275 pounds.
No.
But again, that's the whole different league, isn't it? I mean, I get one season ticket for 3 home games.
Yeah, well, I can answer your question. I can answer both of your question to that, because I mean, the thing is, we're talking about merchandising, but it also links into tickets as well, which is a nice little segue now, because I know we was going to do a separate stream on tickets, but I'm glad you brought it up, Ben and Harold. Right now, the cheapest ticket at Liverpool is £39. The most expensive one is £61.
Where do you sit when you pay £39? On the roof?
That's the cheapest ticket at Liverpool, £39 for this season.
The
dearest is 61.
I'd assume the cheapest ticket is up at Anfield Road stand at the very back, because that is a terrible view and it's up in the nosebleeds and all. So.
The cheapest club in the Premier League is Leeds United. The cheapest ticket's £35. The most expensive is £59.
Well, I just want to kind of say something. I don't think this is the club that's kind of fucking us over. I think this is the Premier League and the Sky deal and the money grabbing that started with the Premier League.
Well, the thing is,
I mean, it started with selling the rights for a lot of money, and that makes it popular, and then it drips down in all the layers below it.
Ever since wages started getting crazy, that's when ticket prices are so merchandise. Because I mean,
so what did you say, Ben, at the start there?
When wages started going berserk, like when more and more players started earning over 200, 300,000 a week, that's, in my opinion, that's been the downfall. Ticket,
but that was the result of the teams getting more money because Sky, and so it started with the rights. It started with the so-called Premier League, and then
the problem is, though, like I said, because of these wages, that's why, and because of this money, Sky need this money, and so do the clubs, because that's why you can't cap ticket prices, in my opinion. If there was a thing in place that allowed it, it'd have to be done.
Well, the thing is as well, if you look at Liverpool as a club, the 3 kits they've brought out this season, the home shirt, the away shirt, and the third kit, the green one.
The green, wonderful one.
Right, which is an absolute monstrosity. I wouldn't wipe my arse on it. Right? I wouldn't wipe my dog's arse on it. And the thing, I mean, I wouldn't. I mean, we've only ever won one trophy when we were green. And the thing is, Liverpool have broke every single record you could think of for shirt sales on the first week of the launch of the new kits, right? So, like Ben and Howard have just been saying there regarding ticketing and what have you, the thing is that if you just talking about normal match day tickets, not hospitality, the cheapest hospitality at Liverpool starts at £250 and goes up to £500. Right? Now, if you're talking Premier League match tickets, then obviously depending where you live, the prices are different. The dearest ticket in the Premier League is £145.50, and that's at Arsenal. That's the dearest ticket they sell. The cheapest one they sell is £31.80.
And that'll be
that's at the Emirates.
Then you're sitting on the roof.
Yeah. So the thing is, I had a look at their hospitality prices, and the hospitality prices start at £1,000 per person per game.
Yeah, but that's not just the club; that's the location of the club. Yeah. Naturally, things in London are going to be much more expensive.
So the thing is, Ben, with the merchandise. I mean, here's my question to you. Now, obviously, I've been watching Liverpool for nearly six decades now. I honestly don't think Liverpool need 3 kits a season. They don't. You only need 2. Home and away. You don't need a 3rd kit for Europe. We never had in the 70s and 80s. We don't need one. All this clash of colours and what have you. It's nonsense. It's garbage. It's
I
not.
do find that now that you've raised that point, I do find it funny about the third kit for Europe and whatnot. Like we've not used it in Europe. Well, we have once, and that was at Galatasaray. But other than that, we basically used the home kit in all our games.
Yeah, we don't need a third kit.
And if you look at,
and the thing is as well, obviously we was with Nike last year, and Liverpool signed a 10-year contract with Adidas, and the contract they signed, they're going to make an astronomical amount every year, because the reason Liverpool went back to Adidas, I don't know if you know why we went back to Adidas, but the reason we went back to Adidas is because after the World Cup, Germany, who have been with Adidas since the 70s, have switched over to Nike, and Adidas couldn't match what Nike had offered the German FA. So Adidas had a meeting and they said, right, we need to recoup what we're going to lose here. We need to go back into English football. And straight away they all agreed. They started talks with Liverpool because they knew their contract was coming up to an end with Nike, and the deal was done. It was a no-brainer for Adidas. So, and there's another, talking about merchandising, there's another cab coming off the rank shortly, which Adidas are bringing out for Liverpool, and this is the 85-86 green.
And the green and white stuff, yeah.
Green and white check shirt, which I've already got, and they're bringing out the tracky top, the sweatshirt, and the t-shirt with it.
Wait, you say Germany, Adidas are losing Germany? I thought Germany were already with Nike.
No, I've got the new shirt for the World Cup. It's the last shirt Adidas are making. They're switching over to Nike after the World Cup.
But the point is, I think Liverpool ain't, as you've mentioned, Craig. We're not alone in this boat.
No, we're not.
I mean, it's all about English league, and I mean, I wonder what other. Do you have any information about what the jerseys are in Germany for the German teams?
I can find out for you.
Yeah, but because their ticket price is something different.
Okay. Yeah, the thing with Germany is, I think, like when people talk about this, a lot of people do forget the regulations in place in Germany, like the 50+1 rule.
Yeah, but my point is, if that regulates, the tickets and the season holders and everything like that, does it also kind of impact the jersey or the merchandise?
I don't think so. Because I've seen some buying gear in English shops, like in big English sports shops.
Okay, so a Bayern shirt would be just as expensive because there's no regulation that way.
I'm having a look for you now.
Maybe in Germany it's different. I don't know what the rules are regarding sale of merchandise in Germany. Naturally.
Okay, so if you're talking in English pounds, right? They've got a sale on at the minute. The home shirt starts at 85 quid, but you can buy it at the moment for 51.
And that's from the Bayern shop or something like that?
That's from Borussia Dortmund. That's Borussia Dortmund's official merchandise. That.
Okay, so they kind of have the same issues in Germany as well, even though they have regulated ticket prices.
Yeah.
I think you rarely see any outrage regarding the pricing of merchandise in Germany, but you can get away with more expensive merchandise when you've got regulations over tickets and stuff.
Yeah. But I just wanted to see if it. But the point is, it's.
And like, don't get me wrong. I know Stuttgart aren't exactly the biggest club or the best example to use right now. But
no.
I saw an image the other day of a ticket to a game versus Mönchengladbach, and it was €16.
Yeah.
And the guy who posted that ticket was talking about how he had a similar ticket from 15 years ago, and the price then was €13. So a game to Stuttgart has only gone up €3 in 15 years.
Well,
the point is, yeah.
At Bayern Munich, the lowest ticket price at Munich is €225.
At Bayern, the what?
At Bayern Munich, the lowest ticket price is €225. The highest ticket price at Bayern Munich. Don't forget, this is the biggest club in Germany. The dearest ticket price at Bayern Munich is €1,115.
I think with the Allianz Arena there's
Yeah,
like I don't think there's many bad seats in that stadium as well. That's why tickets are.
But that's still very expensive.
Yeah, it's still unreasonable, but you can kind of see why, because like for Bayern it is the biggest club, so naturally they need to charge you more, I think.
yeah.
But how can they do that when the season when the ticket prices in Germany is regulated?
I don't really know the full regulations, but I don't think they're as regulated. The tickets are as regulated like that as they are for like.
Okay, but even though we all come down to we had the situation with the Super League. They tried that twice, right? The Champions League, the European League, the European Conference League, everything is a money grab. The Premier League is a money grab. There is people at the top of every club, every media, everywhere who wants more money. Now, I have no issue per se when it comes to want to make money, but a little want more and more want even more. And we just come down to supply and demand.
Correct.
I also think that is why the reason why the knockoffs are getting better and better and better, because the supply and demand is increasing there as well, which makes them want a better product.
I think at the end of the day, what people are also forgetting a bit is football is now becoming a business. Like whether we like it or not, football has become a very big business, entertainment business, whatnot, sport business. At the end of the day, one of the first and most important things in the minds of owners and directors is profits. Where are you going to make the most profits?
Yeah. Before I answer, to everybody out there, like and subscribe and hit the notification button. Don't forget to follow Ben on his X and on his TikTok. Don't forget to follow ALLRED, the Norwegian Red, on his TikTok, because he has some wonderful content on there. If it's not, and it's not just football, it's ice hockey. So depending what your genre is, give these guys a follow, because they are worth following, that's for sure. And just going back to Ben's last segue there on supply and demand, I think that is on absolutely everything that the club does. But I'm not sure whether you're aware of this or not, because I learned something new today, because I watched the overlap, and apparently every single Premier League club is losing £1 million a week. Right? The Championship League clubs are losing £750 a week. I don't know what you two are laughing at. What are you typing there, you little... Yeah. You're up to something. So, Liverpool are losing £1 million a week, regardless of all the money they're making. So, like Champions League, they've made 800 million already this year.
Yeah, it's already confirmed to be a record year, and that's assuming we don't win anything. Like, because say we go on to go far and win the Champions League, we could definitely go past 900, maybe even $1 billion in season revenue, I reckon.
Well, the thing is that you just pointed out there, Ben, which I agree with. Liverpool are the highest, the number one team in the Premier League financially for income at the moment, right?
We're third in like all combined.
Yeah, but when you look at Europe, you've got Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, PSG, Liverpool.
But here's the issue. Like Ben said, the point of football now is to make money. Now, earlier years, we wanted to win so we could be the best. We wanted to play in the Champions League to play against the best, to win Champions League. Now we only play there to make money. From the club's point of view, not the players, of course, but the club's point of view is we do this for money, not to win anything.
I think
for winning's sake, we're doing it because the money.
I think as well that like a lot of like especially FSG, like their model relies on the Champions League because they're self-sustainable. Like
Yeah, but they
won't-
rely on the Champions League for the money. They don't want to play in the Champions League to win it. If they could choose X amount of money or win it with a less more money, they would always pick the biggest money. You understand? It's the money is more important than the glory.
maybe some owners would agree with that, but I don't think FSG would. FSG do care about Liverpool a lot. Like, and you saw that with the parade with the Prem. Like, that clearly did something to John Henry. I mean, you saw him in a poncho drinking flimming Heineken on top of on an open top button, pouring
Of
down
course,
the
but how long did it take him to get there?
Yes.
Private jet.
Yeah. But the point is, the Champions League is now something we need for the account books, not because we are good enough to win it.
The Champions League has always been about the extra revenue now, because the Champions League always gives quite a bit of money, and this new format is only enhanced that narrative. Because
Yeah, but the focus has shifted from winning the Champions League or the Premier League or whatever to what gives us most money.
But it still boils down to the fact that for me, the normal man on the street, the normal woman on the street or kid has been priced out of football. Football without fans is absolutely nothing. So if you go back to when we won the league and it was COVID and the stadiums were empty, ask the players how they felt then when there was nobody there. Because without the fans, Liverpool Football Club are nothing. And this is where the club needs to sort of take a step back and think, hang on a minute. Yeah, we are making a lot of money, but we are exploiting the fan base. I mean, Liverpool's fan base is absolutely massive worldwide, you know, and like Ben said, you can't get tickets, right? The thing is, if you don't renew your season ticket, somebody else will take it off you. Now, Liverpool don't operate like Man United do. Man United have a policy where, and I learned this today as well, Manchester United operate as a club. If you don't go to 2 games, you lose your season ticket. They take it off you. So somebody else will take your place.
But here's the problem. And I mean, as you like you self pointed out, Craig, if you don't renew your season ticket, someone will buy it. So as long as the demand is bigger than the other way, the club don't see any reason or motivation to change anything. Now, I mean, I think we have to go back quite a few decades before when the attendance at a game paid the salary of the players.
Yeah.
Now the stadium capacity doesn't really make that much dent into the economy compared to Adidas deals, Champions League, TV money, whatever. So it's easier to neglect them than it was 40 years ago.
Yeah. So which brings me on to my next point. It's still related to merchandising and it's still related to ticketing, however you want to dress it up. But my second topic for tonight, and this annoys me. I know I spoke to Alred about it. I'm going to start with you, Ben, on this. So we've covered the merchandising side. We've covered we've addressed the ticket pricing. We could go into more detail on that if we wanted to on another stream. I'll leave that up to you guys. But this is my next one, Ben. This is my question to you. It's £1 billion business. It is. It's £1 billion business. Every club in Europe, in England, worldwide sells them. Should half-and-half scarves be banned from football?
Yes. Absolutely.
That's my question, right? Because I think, personally, they're a cancer on the game.
Oh yeah, the concept just. I saw one on a Liverpool stand at the Brighton game in the Cup a week and a half ago. Oh my god, it was the worst thing I ever saw. I mean, and that's not because I don't like these clubs. It's just if you're going to Liverpool at Anfield as a Liverpool fan, why are you donning I considering who our rivals are?
I I had this chat with Craig, and I said they should be banned at the grounds, but they should be been able to be sold after the game because of a souvenir.
Sell them not at the nowhere near the stadium though. Like sell them in shops or something. I don't care. Just not at the
No,
game.
but the point is, if you sell them at the shop, they're going to buy it before they go to the game. So then you have the same issue. They should be maybe sold outside after the game, so they can take it with them when they leave. Now, no, come on, Greg.
I'm going to be the merchandise police on this. You know what I would do? Because they really irritate me. Why would any self-respecting Liverpool fan buy an half Liverpool Man United scarf? Seriously?
No. That's not going to happen at all. I have one half and half scarf, and that's because I was there and saw an FA Cup against Liverpool and have it at Waterlooville. That's a team we're never going to play again.
Watch us draw them in draw them in the next round of the FA Cup, or just appear.
Sorry?
Watch them just appear in the next round of the FA Cup just to spite us and win.
Yeah, but I saw that, and that was Hammond and Waterlooville. Now,
yeah,
I bought that as a souvenir, but I didn't stand on the cup with it.
Yeah,
because I was on the cup.
But what I was going to say was, this is what I would do to the people who sell this crap, right? And you see them at Anfield and everywhere you go, right? So the people who sell these half and half scarves, if you're selling them, right, this is what I would do. I would take away your license to sell any merchandise whatsoever on the street within 100 yards of Liverpool Football Club. You wouldn't be anywhere allowed near it.
But there you raise a good question when it comes to jerseys and pricing and everything. Those vendors who are standing outside of Anfield,
yeah,
you know, they're not officially licensed products, are they?
No. Where does the money go? That's what I want to know.
But here, why are they allowed to stand there? Because they're taking. I mean, I'm an old man, and I remember when we went to concerts and everything. You had the official merchandise inside, and you had the street vendors outside with the crap ones. Now, why do they allow them to sell unlicensed products outside the stadium?
The club can't stop them.
Why not? It's their name, it's their logo and brand.
Because most of the vendors they sell outside of the Anfield gates. Anything outside the gates is kind of out of the club's jurisdiction, regardless.
Yeah, but I mean, I've seen on the news many times now. If you buy fake Burberry or fake Hugo Boss or whatever in Turkey, and you are stopped in the customs with that, they take it away and give it fine because it's not real. Now, you're using a brand to make profit for yourself. I mean, Liverpool Football Club, the logo, the name, everything is trademarked, it's copyrighted.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the law in itself can stop it because you don't have a license to sell merchandise that are not real, official.
Give you. I mean, when you look at the vendors outside the stadium and the amount of merchandise they sell, be it T-shirts, caps, scarves, pin badges, whatever it may be, right? It's going to cost them an absolute fortune to get them produced, right? And it's different for every game because they sell half and half scarves as well. So basically, two questions for me. A, where are they getting the money from to fund all this? And B, when you do buy the merchandise, where does the money go to? What are you funding?
But if you pay, if you buy something from that one, what is it half price compared to the shop, or is it?
The price is pretty similar.
No, it's similar.
Yeah.
How is that legal?
Well, put it this
way. I can't put up a lemonade stand outside in my street without a permit, and I cannot. I mean, I can't take Fanta or Coca-Cola and put it in a glass and sell it as Pepsi. I mean, come on, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So for me, that is really, really strange.
I mean, the thing is, the people who started this half and half scarf business, they must be multimillionaires now. They must be laughing all the way to the bank. And the thing is, if you look at how many games are played, you can either take your own club or every single. Crikey, the list is endless. But if you look at how many games are played, and every single club does an half and half scarf, Jesus.
But I agree, it should be banned on the stadiums. I mean, as I said, if I went there with my kid who's 8 or something, and we were visiting, I would buy a half and half so he could have that remembrance. But that was something they put on the wall. It's not going to be,
I just say ban half and halves in general, like in usually souvenirs. I think when I think of a souvenir, I think of if you go to a European away and you buy like a hat with a club badge on, that's a proper souvenir, or a half and half scarf.
Well, give you an example. I mean, one of my favorite places is Paris, and I've been twice with my missus. I took her there to propose to, actually, right? And the first thing we did, the day after, I went into the PSG shop, and I bought a PSG shirt, and I've actually got 6 in my collection now.
Yeah, but you're a collector. That's something else.
Yeah, well,
a collector is something else.
And the thing is, it wasn't expensive either.
No, but I mean, if I go to Germany, I don't have any German teams. If I, for some reason, end up at a Dortmund Mainz game, I don't support any of them. I don't want Dortmund. I mean, for me, then as a souvenir, a half and half scarf would make sense because that's the game. That's the 2 teams I saw, and the date is also on it as well. I'm old. I forget.
I think it makes more.
You're not doing me any favors here. You keep saying you're old.
Thing is, I have the opinion that it's okay to get a half and half scarf, like 2 completely different teams in a different league. But then you'd have like Germans who probably have the same opinion that half and half should just be banned.
Yeah, but again, I wouldn't buy it and go into the stadium with it.
I mean,
I just think the whole concept of half and half scarf should be banned.
I agree, Ben. That's the truest word you've said in probably the last 5 minutes. But the thing is, Ben, right? When we played City at Anfield this season, I saw it on social media. Somebody had posted a photo of somebody on the Kop in the concourse with a half and half Liverpool City scarf on the Kop. Sorry, no.
We don't have half and half in Norway, thank God.
I do hope someone battered it, like
giving him a stern talking to, as it said.
No, I don't. I'm not.
They should have done what they did do to them on the Yellowstone and take them to the train station. You know what I mean, Howard.
I do know what you mean. So, and the funny part is that place actually exists.
It does,
There is one. Yeah, there is one. I Googled it and checked it. And there is a place there is when it comes to the law. So yeah, don't go looking there. But I think the pricing when it comes to tickets, that's more difficult to do with, because as long as the market is by, I mean, Sky and everything. But when it comes to the merchandise, that will only lead to more knockoffs and better knockoffs.
But like you've just said there, Alred, with Sky, if you look at it, right, if you look at how many channels are streaming football now, right, I've cancelled my Sky subscription because I was paying £100 a month for Sky. I've cancelled my Sky subscription. You've got TNT. Now there's another channel coming out. You've got Liverpool FC TV. They've got you there. That's £7 a month if you subscribe to that. So,
but isn't there talks of kind of our own stream, a Premier League own stream where you can buy.
Like in the NBA where they have a season pass and you can just watch all the games.
Yeah, something like that.
Probably not, because that would mean less money.
The
point is
I think some deal would have to be cut with Sky if they went through that, because I doubt Sky or TNT are going to be very happy if the Premier League just.
But Sky don't own Premier League now, do they? They own the rights to show it, but they don't own the product.
But Sky is showing 200 games a season. There's nobody else showing more than Sky.
But when I here in Norway, let's say, what is it that I'm paying? I'm paying about 60 to 65 pounds a month for Premier League.
It's like 100 quid a month for Sky over here, because you're not just getting Sky Sports, you're getting everything else that comes with Sky.
Yeah, but it's not only the games. I mean, I got Formula One, tennis, blah blah blah, whatever. So, but the point is, the big package is about 60 to 65 pounds a month. Now, that's what I have to pay, and I get every game. I have no 3 o'clock lockdown. I can choose any game at 3 o'clock. And
there's another topic for you.
Sorry?
There's another topic for you. Why does every country in the world get 3 p.m.s except the country the games are played in?
Yeah, because they said they want the players to go to the match, but they can't get the tickets, so they're kind of fucked anyway. And I have
lower leagues, which is hilarious. This why needs to be a topic for another stream.
And addition to that, I have to pay about 35 pounds to get Champions League. So I'm about 100 pounds a month. But that gives me fuck all. I have FA Cup, League Cup, Champions League, and Premier League.
See, they've got you, whichever way you turn, they've got you over a barrel.
Yeah, but I don't have the issue where, like you guys, where I have to have 5 subscriptions to see every Premier League game. I get everything in one place. But we have the issue here as well. We even had a politician when the local subscriber here increased the prices because of the FA Cup, and he said, "I'm going to buy IPTV because they say IPTV or illegal streaming is an issue, but the quality and the products are getting better and better and better because of." They are getting priced out of everything else. Now, I'm 50-something or years old. I have grown kids. I can afford it. But when you're fuck off. But when you're 20, you can't afford it. I mean, you start in your life. You have student loans. You get an apartment, whatever it is. You can afford it. So then you go for the knockoff or the illegal ones. And the point is, we had the same issue when Netflix came out as well. When it, you can see everything on Netflix, and it didn't cost much. Now you have to have Netflix to see that show, and you have to have this to see that show, and you have to have HBO to see that show, and then it adds up, and then everybody goes back to the legal part again. It regulates itself at some point, except football.
You've got Apple TV, you've got Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
The worst thing about the FA Cup was that I think is now, because it's on TNT, it isn't free anymore. Prior to this season, the FA Cup was free on ITV.
Yeah.
You just stole my thunder there, Ben, because obviously the FA Cup it's the oldest cup competition in the world, and the sad thing is over here in the UK, not everybody has Sky or Virgin or whoever your subscriber is, or TNT. So the BBC and ITV, which have always broadcast the FA Cup from me growing up, have lost the rights to televise it, and that is absolutely criminal.
There should have been like a political law in place that legally binds the FA Cup to ITV and BBC, because the concept of the FA Cup on TNT is just so woke and cringe.
Oh, it's awful.
It should be legally binded to those free channels.
You can't do that, because then it's in infringement when it comes to the European free market and everything. But I have to ask, when it comes to the Olympics, for instance, like was just now, was that shown on BBC or open channels?
TNT.
Is that paid?
Yes.
You can watch it on BBC iPlayer.
Okay, because that's free. Because in Norway, they have made a law when it comes to the Olympics and the World Cup. For instance, they have said that because we have two channels here, the Norwegian BBC, and we have another one that's kind of competing, and one is government owned and one is commercial. So instead of them bidding over each other all the time, they have decided that the World Cup, the European Cup, and the Olympics, for instance, are of public interest. So that means whoever buys it has to share it with the other one and make it public and free for everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you raised the point of international European markets. Isn't that just an EU rule? Well,
No. That's something we made.
Is it?
I don't know if you've been to EU until last year or something, so you didn't have that.
No, we've not been in the
and
EU.
we are not in the EU.
We've not been in the EU for nearly a decade.
Yeah, but we're not in the EU. We've never been. We've been part of the trade agreement. We follow the rules, but we are not in member of the EU. So
break the rules.
So my question to you both then, in respect of what we've been talking about tonight in club merchandise, ticketing, access to tickets, half and half scarves. Do you think it's going to get worse?
Yes.
Or do you think it'll get better?
It'll get worse.
Yep.
As the sport keeps growing, especially after this summer when it inevitably grows in America, once the American market grows and all that, it'll only keep getting worse. Because that's 300 million people.
Okay. So do you think I know they've suggested it with the players, but do you think the clubs should introduce a salary cap for ticket pricing and merchandising?
Yeah, but they will not do it because you can't. That will interfere with the rules of the trade and free market, everything. So you can't cap anything. But when it comes, the only thing I would like to have from American sports is a salary cap.
Yeah,
that's the only thing they have that kind of makes sense. Now, for me, if you have a salary cap, you put that salary at whatever level. That means you can't go and buy Haaland because it doesn't matter what you pay for him because you don't have enough in your salary cap, you know. So that means the transfers fees and everything would go down. You would lose a lot of agents on that one, and then the salaries will be kept in check.
Are we talking about like NBA type salary caps? Because if I don't think you either know like what NBA salaries are.
I don't know what NBA, but I know that hockey has it. And
NBA salaries are still worse than football. Like
but this, I know the salary cap in the NHL. That means
NHL's different though. The NHL's like not very popular outside of Canada and some like Norway and whatnot. Whereas the NBA is like it's more global. Same with the NFL and football. So it's harder to do. It'd be harder to do.
It's not harder to do. It's just that they don't want to do it. But the point is the way they have the NHL is that you have this amount of money and the salary cap. That means you stop teams from hoarding the best players, because some players would always go to Florida and play because that's where the sunshine is. That's better than Edmonton, for instance, because of the climate. But you can't get all the best players because you can't afford them.
Do you mean like a team salary cap where a team can only spend so much per season on wages?
Team salary cap.
If that's what you mean, then yeah, because that's what they have in the NBA.
Well, yeah, but I'm not talking about player salary cap. I'm talking about team salary cap.
Like how much Liverpool, a team can spend per year on salary and have it capped to like 200 million or something.
Whatever it is, and that is the same amount for the best team in the league or the worst team in the league. So the point is, the the worst team in the league don't have that much money to spend on salary anyway. But the point is, it makes the difference a little bit smaller because Arsenal, Manchester City can't buy everybody players and put them on the bench and have 3 teams because you don't have the salary room to do it.
The one thing that it'd do is it would truly show which clubs have the true glamour and the true pull for players. Because if you can't use salary as a thing, because you've got to be wary of a gap or a limit, then it truly shows the big clubs apart from the small clubs.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, but I think
Okay,
to answer your question,
Okay,
Craig,
guys.
I said that a team
Yeah.
salary cap or a league salary cap or whatever you want to call it, that
Okay, guys.
would be a good thing.
So I've got one last question for you before we wrap up for tonight. So after everything we've discussed, which I've really enjoyed this because I think what you've said, I agree with 100%, both of you. You've come up with different arguments from different angles for different reasons, and you've covered a multitude of variations of it. So in respect of your own club now, Liverpool, as a fan, each individually, both of you, as a lifelong fan, if you could change one thing now, which the club will do, which would make it easier for you to gain access or whatever, what would it be, Ben?
I actually don't know. I think just anything that involves making getting tickets easier would be nice. In my mind, I don't know how you do it, what you do, but just anything that makes tickets more accessible for the local fans, I'd say.
Because were you actually based? Do you live in
I
Liverpool?
live in Merseyside, not specifically in Liverpool.
Right. So, Alred, what would you change?
Well, I first of all, I think when we're talking about ticket prices,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the tickets would be more accessible if you, for instance, put the price down, because the demand is still high. So you still have to go through a loophole to get them, even if they cost £1 or £1 million.
It wouldn't be about the prices. It'd be like if you come from Ireland or from Norway or whatnot, then there's a select amount, there's like a delegated amount of tickets for that section of fans going to the game. You might get you might get like 1,000 or 500 tickets, and the priority would go to fans from like Liverpool and the Merseyside region first.
Yeah, but we usually don't get those tickets. We get the hospitality tickets, so that kind of sorted it out as well. I don't get the tickets for the cup, to say that, but I think it should be made. I think I agree. It should be maybe more for the local people. They should have some sort of dibs on that one. But again, if you lock out the rest of the world, it's not going to grow. You're not going to make any money. So it's, yeah.
Oh.
But what I would like to do, I think, if I was king of England for one day, I would demolish the way the things are now, and I would try and I would get the 51 rule like they have in Germany.
I think you'd have to become the king of the Premier League or the Prime Minister. The king doesn't have any authority over the Premier League.
I know that, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, but I'm going to be specific and make the grammar rules.
And difficult and bratty and stupid. Okay, I would be lord of everybody. Then I would change that. I would change the setup for all England when it comes to the Premier League and the football generally. It has to have some sort of regulation, more regulation. Is that better, Ben?
I think you should be like. I think you should be like the sheriff of Nottingham.
Yeah, but he gets robbed all the time, so I don't want to trust him.
The voice,
yeah,
not anything. The voice of treason.
You were the one who's talking against the king, so you're the one with the treason here, mate.
If you were the king, I'd still rebel.
Oh. Right, guys. Right. So for myself, from Aldo, before I go, for myself, Aldo, from Ben, and from Alred, this has been a wonderful conversation on a topic which affects a lot of people
You're
worldwide.
going to talk about Friday's stream.
And we will be back. Yeah, I'm just going to mention it now. We are going to be back on Friday doing our first live stream on the Champions League, live as it happens. So I can't wait to see who we get. There are games going on as I speak. And if it's still 0-0 with Inter Milan and Bodo Glimt, by the way, second half's just underway. But we are doing a live stream Friday. Hopefully Ben will be available, and my Norwegian sheriff. And we will see you then. So from myself, from Alred, and from Ben, thanks for watching. You've been brilliant again as always. We'll see you on Friday for the Champions League live draw. Come on, the Reds.
Did you see the chat, the private chat that Ben started?